ups and downs of running a health and wellness, business.
Sometimes you are trying to help people more than what they're paying.
And do you have to do it as a main source of income, or can it be like a side, business?
It can be done as a side, but if you make it full-time, it's also, you will always have customers.
And who would you say would be your ideal clients?
I would say ideal clients are people who are interested. They have something that they really want to accomplish.
And they really want to do it.
They really want to do it. Like if you go to a doctor and they say you're just about to become diabetic, and you know that means you're going to stick yourself, those people are very much ready to make change.
Yes.
And reverse the blood sugar so that they never have to become diabetic.
True. Hello and welcome to yet another episode of The Millennium Mind. My name is Turife. The focus of this show is women in business. And for us to be women in business, we need to put our health first. It needs to be a priority. And joining me today, I have Dr.
Rosemary Washira.
Yes.
I am a registered dietitian and a certified diabetes care specialist.
Yes.
And a healthy lifestyle coach.
Okay.
I'm based in Maryland, USA.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're here for how long?
I'm here for a short visit,
Yeah.
but I frequently visit and I also do online.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. And I think when you first hear health and how to take care of your health, it's very daunting and it's very intimidating because some of our lifestyles are centered around how we work and how we look for money. So how does our lifestyle affect our diet?
Oh, our lifestyles are really affecting our health. So if you have a job that requires sitting like in front of a computer,
Yes.
you really need to add some exercise.
Yeah.
But if you're into farming or something that creates time for you to walk, then you know you're getting some type of physical activity.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we need to watch in lifestyle is also what we're eating and what we are drinking. So it involves the whole thing, not just one, like you can eat well, but if you're not exercising, you still get affected.
Yeah.
So it's good to do a combination of both to
Eating.
create a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
To prevent diseases like diabetes,
Yeah.
high blood pressure, cholesterol buildup.
Yeah.
So, and of course, weight loss is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how would you, do you think it is a really predominant problem right now, especially in Africa? Because before, or for the longest time, we've always thought unhealthy diet and unhealthy lifestyle is a Western problem. It doesn't really affect us.
Yeah, it has really changed. Africa has become like the Western diets. And if you look at the, malls, every corner there's a fast food.
Exactly.
And it's exactly what the Western people eat. And we have been told time again and again by World Health Organization that the Western style diets are the major cause of obesity.
True.
And also they are the major cause of diabetes and heart problems.
Yeah.
Yet here they come.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're selling.
And before we get into the meat of the story, I'd like us to, clarify a few things. What's the difference between a dietitian and a nutritionist? Is there a difference?
There's a small difference. The nutritionist can be anyone who has completed like a 4-year degree. Yeah. And sometimes a 2-year degree. They can also be a nutritionist. Dietitians have a little bit more advanced. And they have to be registered with either the Kenya Nutrition Academy. Yeah. I'm registered with the American Nutrition Academy. Yeah. Because I'm a registered dietitian. Yeah. So they register.
Okay. And you've talked about all these qualifications. So now I have to ask you, how do you turn all of this into a way to make money out of it? A way
I'm glad
to
you asked.
Heal people and also make money.
Yes, I like that because I like helping people, but I would also not want to do it for free.
True.
You need to make some money, a living. Yeah. So I opened a business in Baltimore. It's based in Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah. And it's, healthy life coaching. Basically, I do a lot of diabetes education. So even though I prefer helping people, I'm also getting profit from it. Yeah. Because they pay, most of them pay by insurance. Yeah. And if they don't have insurance, they will pay cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what has been the reception, especially in Kenya, of, healthy living as, I'm coming to you and I'm talking to you and I'm telling you, listen, you need to change your lifestyle, you need to change what you're doing, you need to change your diet. How has the reception been?
Oh, they're very good. Their reception has been very good in Kenya. I've done presentations in a few places here in Kenya since 2021 and 2022. They have been very receptive. Now, people who are sick, like somebody has diabetes, they're more receptive. People who are doing preventive nutrition, they take it. Sometimes they do it continuously. But I see that those who have a health problem, they really take it seriously.
And what do you think about the diet culture? Because I think it's a bit trendy to be on a diet. But what do you think about the diet culture and dieting to lose weight and dieting as a curative measure? Because, you know, you've gotten to a certain point in your life where you're very unhealthy and you need to do a little bit of cutback.
Yeah, I believe preventive is the best. If you can start eating healthy, eating more plant-based foods and less meats, that would be really a good way to prevent so many illnesses, including cancer, which people don't know about. The more you eat meats, especially when you're going through cancer treatments, the more it allows growth of cancer cells. So I prefer those people to do more preventive care so that you don't wait until your doctor is saying now you need dialysis, you did not eat healthy. You eat healthy now. We prevent, if you're diabetic, then you'll be preventing those things like, you know, limb amputations or dialysis because you have already started taking care of yourself.
True.
So curative is always good when somebody is already very sick. They find out they have diabetes or blood pressure or cholesterol, then they have to start reversing. So I definitely help them with that. And how exactly do you, you know, center yourself into the business? Because how do you identify a niche in the market and work on it? Because I don't think you just walk up to somebody and say, you're looking a little bit big. I have something for you. That would not be polite. So I usually market online. I had a website. I hope it's still active. And I also do a lot of YouTube videos. And I do sessions where I invite people for group presentations. And they really enjoy the group because now you can hear other people's problems because I allow people to share and discuss. So when we do group discussions, I can even do online from people in Kenya can join us. They have been joining us, not Ken. They have been joining us. And it's actually very informative and they share. People share and say, oh yeah, I'm trying to lose 10 pounds. Oh, I have lost 10. How did you lose it? And then they explain.
And how do you now turn that into a business and what are the requirements? I know you're based in the US, but are you based in Kenya also, or is it just short term here?
The Kenya, no, because it's online, I'm doing all of it. I'm doing both. So I'm about to start something called Train the Trainer for diabetes coaching because I really have a heart for people with diabetes here. And I see that there are so many and they don't know what to do. So my plan would be to start Train the Trainer. So the trainers, anybody with a medics, you know, like a nursing assistant or any medics degree or, you know, some kind of information so that if you're able to train people with diabetes, you already know how they need to check their blood. You're able to help them with that. So I'm about to start that. It's going to be 4 weeks, but it's 5,000 shillings for people who don't have. It's 5,000 in Kenya and in the US, $50.
And this being a business show, obviously we have to ask, is it a lucrative business to get into? And do you have to do it as a main source of income, or can it be like a side, you know, business?
It can be done as a side, but if you make it full time, it's also, you will always have customers. There will always be somebody who needs help. So the way I do it now, I'm employed part-time by a hospital in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm also employed by myself. My company is called Afia Health and Wellness, and believe me, it sounds good in America.
Obviously.
Pronounce it Afia.
Oh, Afia.
Afia, yes. But, you know, it's Afia Health and Wellness.
And this being the digital age, what do you think is the best platform to put your business out there? Are you doing TikToks? Are you doing funny videos? Or is it predominantly, you know, YouTube?
It's after the website, YouTube, the only thing that I have never done is TikTok. And I think I'm going to do a very short presentation for TikTok. Something simple, like how to make a healthy shake. And I really like that because people like to make shakes. And I would like to say that some of the shakes that we make cannot be good for somebody with diabetes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they overdo the fruit.
Yeah.
You're using 5 different fruits in one shake. And it's too much sugar because that's fructose. It's still sugar, even though it's a healthy food. So I like to do one where I use moringa powder in the shake. Or even the moringa green leaves.
True.
Yeah. They're very, very nutritious. They're high protein, high in amino acids. It's just like eating a meat. Yeah. And it's a plant.
And how do you make some of this diet plans palatable? Because let's be honest, sometimes the most healthy things to eat are not the most tasty. So now how does that happen?
I think that's where I come in and I change that. I do something called healthy tasty. This means you change your meals or you change your menus so that you're not making something boring all the time. People feel like they're punished when they go on a diet. That's why they don't do it. You know, it's like you're punished for a month. You're like, oh, I can't wait to get this done. You want to make it tasty. If you have a tasty breakfast, you don't have to eat bacon and eggs in the morning. You make avocado toast in the morning. That is 0 cholesterol. Avocado is a fat. It can make you gain weight, but it has 0 cholesterol, so you want to be careful with that. Or you can eat cereals like oatmeal with berries. Very healthy, good for weight loss.
True.
But when you load yourself with a lot of fat, and by the way, bacon is not a meat. We like to call it meat.
But it's not. Would you say that being a woman in this business has made you, you know, go farther or take a stride farther as opposed to being, or would you say it's a female-dominated industry?
I think it is. In America, nutrition and health.
Wellness.
Yes, there's a few health coaches in gyms that are male. But most of them, there's a lot of women who are doing lifestyle coaching. Yeah, and it's a lucrative business. That's all they do.
So what else is included in this? Is it just nutrition and, you know, getting on a diet? What other, you know, areas does this umbrella of nutrition cover?
It covers a lot, especially when you work in a hospital. Somebody who is going through cancer really needs support so that they can be able to use nutrition as a tool to bring healing, so that they're not being helped with medication and then reversing it. So by the way, you know, stuff like soda are not very good for people with cancer. So you start educating them. You start educating them what foods can be used in your diet to reverse the cancer cells, to kill the cancer cells. And I've discussed that in my book a lot. I have a whole chapter on cancer and what foods and what supplements to use when you're being treated for cancer. Most of the time, you don't want to drink sodas, eat a big steak like we do trauma. And then you're trying to go for chemo. No.
And I think there's a huge correlation between nutrition and psychology because there's only so much you can do. You know, the best you could do is say, this is what you can do. This is a plan I could give you, but there's a lot of psychology that goes into it. How do you now facilitate that?
So because I did certified life coach, it allows me now to understand the psychology of change, how long it would take for somebody to make good changes without being frustrated. Because when they get frustrated, they quit. So you help them go step by step. And it takes about 21 days to make a good change and make it permanent. So I do coach them that. And of course, I always recommend that they read my book. I have a chapter on weight loss, a chapter on diabetes, a chapter on creating a healing kitchen in your own home. So that's how I guide them. Yes, and I give them the proper, like if somebody is really interested in weight loss and they don't know how to do it, I can give them a 7-day menu or printed out, something they can follow. And would you say you put yourself as a business owner first or as a nutritionist first? I think it's both. Because when you're coming to the office where I do the business, it is an office. I have to pay rent.
True.
So it is a business, but they come in and I give them proper care because it's, you know, when you're taking care of people's health, you have to be very sensitive towards that. And
who would you say would be your ideal clients?
I would say ideal clients are people who are interested. They have something that they really want to accomplish.
And they really want to do it.
They really want to do it. And I've noticed that the people who have, like if you go to a doctor and they say you're just about to become diabetic, and you know that that means you're going to stick yourself, those people are very much ready to make change.
Yes.
And reverse the blood sugar so that they never have to become diabetic.
True. So if you don't mind, could you tell us what your typical day looks like?
My typical day, I get a lot of patients with diabetes. It's booked ahead of time.
Yeah.
So it's not a walk-in. So most of the people who book the appointments are those who don't know what to eat when they have diabetes. And I get a lot of cholesterol. People who have been told their cholesterol is very high, they don't like medication, but they want to use diet to bring it down. So my day is full of that. I have at least 8 people for the day. Yeah, maximum. And I see somebody for 45 minutes. We talk about their problem, and then I give them a follow-up appointment to come back.
And you've really talked about diabetes, which it brings the question, is it the most profitable, industry out there currently? Because I'm thinking with the high number of people who have diabetes and are suffering from diabetes, there's the need for insulin medication. So what exactly is going on? Is there an agenda behind this, or?
Yeah, what I've noticed is that there is no education on how to diagnose people when they have diabetes. Sometimes they will go to a hospital and they get missed. They miss the symptoms of diabetes. So it's very good to educate people on that, so that when somebody comes to the clinic, you're able to help them right away, know that they have diabetes and start. The reason why it's becoming prevalent, especially increasing in Kenya, is it's really going the World Health is predicting that it's going to increase to 2.5 million in the next 2 years.
Wow.
So that's why I'm more interested in preventive care and start this train the trainer, so we can prevent more Kenyans from becoming diabetic instead of waiting and then getting insulin. And those who don't know how to take care of their insulin or even when to take it, they end up with amputations, which is a very expensive procedure. At the same time.
And aftercare.
Right. And I've noticed some people don't even have enough money to buy medication, leave alone go for amputations or even go for dialysis. So that's why I'm interested in the preventive care in the country.
You've mentioned about people not having money. So what happens, especially in any business that is there? Sometimes you're faced with a client who has a need for what you're providing, but they really do not have the funds to facilitate or to pay for your service. So what exactly happens in such a scenario? Do you allow them to pay bit by bit? And is it advisable to set such a precedent? Because if you do it for one person, they'll refer and say, you know what, she even did this for me, and she said I could pay in bit and bit and bit.
Yeah. So what I do, because it's a very sensitive thing, you cannot turn somebody down because they don't. So you would say maybe pay half today and finish in the next 2 weeks or in the next 3 weeks. You finish making the payment. Also, if they are not into enough money to buy medication, I will give them like foods that can lower blood sugar naturally, like tell them to use more cinnamon, tell them to use more turmeric, tell them to eat more beans instead of rice. So we discuss things like that, and it's very helpful when somebody has no money and they kind of really feel good that you are able to help them even though they're not paying you up front. Yes.
And I think a huge part of your profession is always interacting with somebody. There's a lot of clients and customer, interaction. So how do you genuinely help a person and keep your emotions out of their situation?
You know what? I've been. Sometimes you can't help it. You get emotionally affected. You have worked with somebody for a month to help them reverse or heal cancer. So you want to make sure that they don't, they don't have the cancer growth. It doesn't come back. But if they don't follow up, you don't see them for for months. But if they followed up, they would have been cured. So sometimes, that's very emotional.
And we had mentioned this in a previous episode where we were talking about being a woman in business and dealing with other people who view it as, you know, you're a woman, what could you tell me? And that's a problem, especially in Africa. There's a cultural aspect of where I am a man, I am dominant, I should be knowing all of this. So have you experienced that, especially, you know, working in the US?
Yes, I experienced that a lot. Yes, I do have customers of other races, from Middle East, from many countries, from America itself. And yeah, you can see sometimes they have an attitude, but once they hear your education part, what you're telling them, and they see a change, they have a little bit more.
So is it possible for you to give us a breakdown of how you do the programs, setting up a nutrition program and the dieting aspect of it? How do you now price that?
Actually, they are priced differently because somebody who is interested in weight loss is not going to have a lot of detail like somebody who is trying to reverse the blood sugar.
True.
Or somebody who has maybe cancer or cholesterol. So those are more therapeutic than weight loss. So the cost, even the insurance will pay more for people who are being treated for diabetes than they would pay for weight loss.
Okay.
So that's how it's done.
And there's this stereotype that, you know, health and wellness is more of a lifestyle thing, you know? If I have enough money, if I have an excess of funds, now I can start looking into health and wellness, and it's viewed as a very bougie thing to do. So how do you now break that barrier and tell people, you know what, even you who is struggling, living hand to mouth, you also need to take care of what you're eating?
We definitely need to do that for everyone, because diseases do not choose whether you're rich or poor. So we want to make sure our diets, whether you're just eating basics, if you don't have enough money, so you can afford to buy millet. And millet is really good for healing the body. You can avoid, you can maybe buy something like maziwa lala instead of buying soda. Same price for milk, same price for soda, isn't it? So instead of buying something that has 10 teaspoons of sugar and food color, that's what soda is, they can buy milk, which has protein, calcium, vitamins, minerals. So do you see, even the poor can afford to do that. Instead of drinking soda with a mandazi for lunch. They will change it to, and can you believe I talked about that in the book? Even how to do economy lunch in the city like Nairobi, because it's not just one group. You have to cater to everyone.
And I think even the workforce is very affected by that, because you eat something that's readily available and very convenient for you. So I mean, the more people are eating unhealthy, the more they eat all these foods like pizza, the more people get sick. Why? What is in pizza? It's usually bread and topped with gluten. Pepperoni. Gluten is just basically in all wheat. So in any wheat product, and there's nothing wrong with eating wheat. But some people have an intolerance to wheat, and if you don't have that intolerance, you should not do any gluten-free diet. Because they're becoming like a hip, you know, it's the hip thing to do. I'm on gluten-free diet. And I think that's the thing right now, where anyone with a platform or feels healthy enough and feels confident enough suddenly becomes a health guru. So what exactly do you need to do to have a certification in being a healthy lifestyle coach? Because everyone now, you get on the internet and they have their camera and their lights, that's it. And they give all this insane diets and programs.
And they actually don't know. They need help. That's why they need like a licensed or registered dietitian to teach them, so they can teach somebody else the truth, a good thing. Gluten-free foods are very high in carbohydrate, because if you're not making a product from wheat, you're making it from rice. And rice is heavier than bread. So you end up with more carbohydrates. So it's good for them to know how to do, you know, how to teach others. If you're a registered dietitian or somebody who has at least a degree in nutrition, they'll be able to give you a better guidance. And how do you demystify some of the foods that have been termed bad for you? Because sometimes when somebody says they're going on a diet, the one thing they want to do is cut off all carbohydrates, and they end up just taking spinach. And you know, how do you now
do a breakdown of
that's
those
the
things.
other one. That's what they call keto.
Keto diet.
Yeah, I'm on keto diet, you know, meaning they're not eating carbohydrates. No one can live like that because our heartbeats and our brain function on carbohydrates.
Yeah.
So we need healthy carbohydrates. Milk and yogurt are very healthy carbohydrates, full of protein. Whole grains are very healthy carbohydrates. What you want to avoid is processed things like cakes and cookies and sugar and sodas and beverages that are, you know, any beverage that looks like it has a fruit on it, people think it's very healthy because they put a picture of a fruit. Those kind of things are really pure sugar. So it's good to avoid that, but don't avoid all carbohydrates.
True.
You need whole grains as the carbohydrate.
Okay.
Eating a fruit as a carbohydrate is actually healthy.
Yeah.
And drinking milk and yogurt. Those are good carbs. We don't need to be on keto diets.
True.
Yeah. And people don't survive on it more than 2 months.
Yeah.
And then they give up.
The side effects and everything.
The other side effect of being on a keto diet is they get high cholesterol. So it's very common to see somebody who's been, if you're trying keto for months, after 6 months, if you go for your cholesterol test, it's very high.
Yeah.
Because you're eating eggs and bacon and meat all day long for months.
Okay. And what would you say would be the ups and downs of running a health and wellness, you know, business?
The up and down of that is that sometimes you are trying to help people more than what they're paying. Yeah. So that always brings it down. You need to really have the business part down packed. Other than that, you're gonna be able to, you're gonna be help. People ask you questions and say this, by the way, what is bad with keto diet? But they haven't paid anything. Then you go ahead and teach them all that. Anything.
Yeah.
So that's the up and down of it. You want to help, but also you want to get paid.
Exactly. And what would you say would be the most effective marketing tool, and what do you think is the effectiveness of influencer marketing, because that's been going on for a while?
I think I've seen, like, if I post anything on Facebook or I post it on any social media platform, people tend to look at it and read it or even see it. They'll say, oh, we saw you on this program, or we saw you somewhere talking about it, and then they'll call me and then continue with the discussion, or they have a question they wanted to ask but they never knew they could ask that. So that's how I get more customers.
And how do you deal with, because I think we've mentioned this before, where somebody with a platform will use said platform to, you know, spread their own agenda. Say, you know what, I used this slimming tea and it worked for me. I used this and this and this and it worked for me the whole time they've had surgery. So how does that affect your business, and where do you draw the line?
Right. By the way, I used to be a bariatric dietitian for about 5 years in the hospital. You know, the big people. And I have seen them post that a lot. And know that person. And they're posting that they used, you know, they don't want people to know that they had surgery. It's very wrong. But you will see it online a lot. They're saying, this is all I took. And it's not true. But they look good.
So how does that now affect your business? You know, a client has come to you and you're taking them through the steps, and they're thinking, wow, this is so much longer and laborious than what that influencer, you know, showed us. Do I go and try that? And have you had people who have tried that and come back to you and said, it didn't work?
A lot. Most of the time, by the time they come to me, they have tried it. They have tried keto. They have tried what they saw online. They have tried it for months. And most of them, they gained weight instead of losing weight. So they come in and we talk about doing it the right way. And changing the lifestyle step by step in order to accomplish the goal that they want. So we look at their goals first.
And the goal of any business is for you to have as many business birthdays as possible. So how do you ensure the longevity of your business?
So I have a business partner, and you know, her name is Dr. Avis, and she's working while I'm here. So that's one way, having a business partner. And also, like here now, I'm trying to branch out into Kenya so that I can have an office here as well. So when I'm here, people who want to come to the office, they can. So between the two countries, you know, you're working at, what would you say, where are you getting the most reception at? Where are people more interested in perfecting their health and working on their lifestyle? So far, I've seen Americans because America is full of different ethnic groups, so I've seen a lot more there, but I haven't done enough for Kenya to see. I want to do more for Kenya to see how it would turn things around.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you have a networking program for people, you know, with the same ideals and like-minded people that you network with here and outside the country?
Usually only when they join the group classes, then they are able to network with those people who are in the group. So now I'm planning to do something called Food as Medicine in May. But right now in here, before May, I'm going to do the Train the Trainer Diabetes preventive program. So I have 2 groups that would be very good to join.
Okay, we love to hear that. And as we're winding up, what would you say is a successful business? And would you view yourself as a successful businesswoman?
Yes, I think I would say I'm a businesswoman. I'm working on being more successful.
Yes.
And I'm hoping to, you know, get more clients or more customers as I go.
Okay.
But you have to establish step by step. The business has been ongoing for a few years. It was slowed down by COVID.
Yes.
Because people used to come in and they loved coming in and being weighed and seeing how their progress is going. So COVID...
You transitioned into online?
Now we are doing online, but they have to weigh themselves.
Yeah.
So it's not the same as when you come in and get weighed and, you know, we talk about whatever is going on.
Your progress and everything, yeah.
So it slowed down a little bit, but I think it's going to go right back again.
Okay.
The other thing I do is give them some information on the book.
Exactly. So tell us about your book. We've seen you holding it.
Yes. This is Nutrition and Health, Fighting Diabetes, Cancer, and heart diseases, the cholesterol. And then on the bottom we have, of course, the healing superfoods. So I listed a whole bunch of superfoods that would help, like, reduce blood pressure. What would you go for to reduce your blood pressure? And it's listed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chapter 7 is the healing kitchen. Anybody who has diabetes, hey, they can contact me and get the book.
Yes.
There's somebody here in Kenya that can always send the book to them.
Yeah.
I can provide a phone number.
Yes. Please do. Please do.
Okay.
Where people can reach you, especially on socials, and a number they could contact you from.
So they can reach me, or my Macharia, Mr. Josephat Macharia is the one here in Kenya. His number is 0726 544 222. And that's the contact for him, Josephat Macharia. Yes. And they'll be able to get the book shipped to them right away. Okay. Also, if you want to speak to me in US, my phone number is 443-469-0993, and that is WhatsApp, right? Okay, yes. Yeah. Thank you. I'm also online. So YouTube TV is called Nutritionist Rose. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. And would you give us a parting shot or advice to somebody who's watching you right now?
I would say the first thing is beverages. Stop taking any sweetened beverages. Drink more water. Yeah. That's the first step. And the second one is try to cook more beans. You know, we are moving away, like beans it's not going to be part there, eating more meat. Try to add more beans, even if you do like lentils once a week, or regular black beans another day. So at least include bean meals. They are very good for removing cholesterol, and they are very good for improving blood pressure. So we need that.
Thank you very much, Rosemary. Yes. As you can see, we are helping you become better business women by improving all aspects of your life, from how you manage your finances to how you manage your health. My name is Turife, and thank you for watching.